Today, we are going to go in-depth, walking through 18 mistakes even seasoned travelers make before a flight. We'll explore not just what the mistakes are, but more importantly, we'll cover the simple solutions and best practices to avoid them. A perfect trip doesn't start at your destination. It starts long before you even leave for the airport. The difference between a frantic rush to the gate and a smooth, confident journey often comes down to avoiding a few common pitfalls. And let's ensure your next adventure begins with absolute peace of mind. Number 18. Forgetting to notify your bank. We begin with what is perhaps the most crucial pre-travel check. In the excitement of planning, it's a detail that's easily forgotten: telling your bank and credit card companies that you'll be traveling. Their fraud detection systems are incredibly sensitive, and the moment a charge appears from a foreign country, they are designed to lock your account down to protect you. The consequence is immediate. You've just landed after a long flight, you try to pay for a taxi or a meal, and your card is declined. Now you're stranded, trying to make an international call to a customer service line from a different time zone, which can be incredibly stressful and time-consuming. The solution? This is one of the easiest problems to prevent. A simple 5-minute phone call, or a few clicks on your banking app to set out travel notice is all it takes. Inform them of your destinations and the dates you'll be away. As a best practice, always travel with a backup card from a different bank and a small amount of local currency for emergencies. Number 17. Not taking photos of your luggage and documents. This is a modern travel habit that can be an absolute lifesaver. Before you close your checked bag for the last time, do you take a picture of it? And what about your passport? Most of us don't, thinking it's an unnecessary step. But imagine your luggage goes missing. When you file a claim, being able to provide a clear photo of the bag's exterior and its contents can dramatically speed up the search and strengthen your compensation claim. Even more critically, if your passport is lost or stolen abroad, having a digital photo of the main page stored on your phone or in the cloud can be invaluable for getting an emergency replacement at an embassy. The solution? Make this a part of your pre-departure ritual. Take one photo of your closed checked bag and one of the contents inside. Then, take a clear photo of your passport's information page and your driver's license. It takes less than 60 seconds and provides a level of insurance that is priceless in an emergency. Number 16. Skipping online check-in. It's very easy to think, I have to check a bag anyway, so I'll just handle it all at the airport. But checking in online, typically 24 hours beforehand, is one of your most powerful tools as a passenger. Airlines are legally allowed to sell more seats than exist on the plane, a practice known as overbooking. If more passengers show up than there are seats, they will have to bump people. Those who haven't checked in are the easiest and first targets to be denied boarding. By checking in online, you are confirming your intention to fly, making you far less likely to be chosen. It also gives you the best pick of the remaining available seats. The solution? Set an alarm for 24 hours before your flight and check in online the moment it opens. It secures your spot, improves your seat options, and if you are traveling with only a carry-on, it allows you to bypass the check-in counter entirely and head straight to security. Number 15. Letting your phone die before boarding. In 2025, our phone is not just a convenience at the airport, it is our lifeline. It's our boarding pass, our communication device with loved ones, our map of the terminal, and our primary source of live flight updates. Arriving at the gate with a dead or dying phone is no longer a small inconvenience, it's a critical error. You can lose access to your ticket, be unable to prove your identity, and be left completely in the dark if there's a last-minute gate change or delay. Relying on finding a working, available outlet at a busy airport is a risky gamble. The solution? The single best investment for a modern traveler is a fully charged portable power bank. Keep it in your carry-on, and you guarantee that your digital lifeline remains secure throughout your entire journey. Number 14. Not allowing enough time. Many of us have a deeply ingrained rule in our minds. Arrive 2 hours before a domestic flight, 3 for international. For decades, this was sound advice. Unfortunately, it is now often dangerously outdated. Modern airports are larger, security protocols are more complex, and airline check-in counters can be severely understaffed. The time it takes to get from the curb to the gate has become incredibly unpredictable. Cutting it close based on old rules is a recipe for a frantic, heart-pounding sprint through the terminal. The solution? For a truly stress-free experience, consider making the new standard 3 hours for domestic and 4 for international. It may seem excessive, but it builds in a buffer for unforeseen traffic, long queues, or other delays. It is always better to be relaxing at the gate with a book than to be worrying in a line. Number 13. The overweight luggage surprise. There are a few things more frustrating at the check-in counter than the moment of truth on the baggage scale. The agent gives you that look, and you see that your bag is a few pounds, or even a few kilos overweight. You're now faced with an unpleasant choice: pay an outrageous fee, which can sometimes be more than the cost of the ticket itself, or open your suitcase on the floor and start frantically repacking in front of a line of impatient travelers. This is almost always avoidable. The culprits are often full-size toiletries, or that one extra pair of heavy shoes. The solution? Invest in a simple, inexpensive handheld luggage scale. It's one of the best travel gadgets you can own. Weighing your bags at home gives you the time to make calm, rational decisions about what you truly need, saving you a significant amount of both money and embarrassment at the airport. Number 12. Wearing complicated or uncomfortable clothing. When dressing for a long travel day, comfort is key. However, sometimes our idea of comfort can cause significant problems at the security checkpoint. Clothing with a lot of metal accents, complex belts with large buckles, or cumbersome lace-up boots will all set off the metal detectors. This means you'll be the person holding up the line, fumbling to remove items, and then struggling to put them all back on again on the other side. It's a moment of unnecessary stress and hassle that can be completely avoided with a little forethought. The solution? Dress for the security scan. Wear simple, comfortable clothing with minimal metal. Opt for slip-on shoes, an elastic waistband on your trousers, and pack your belt in your carry-on until after you've cleared security. It's a small adjustment that makes the process infinitely smoother. Number 11. Ignoring seat maps. You've booked your flight, and in your haste, you blindly accept the automatically assigned seat. This is a gamble that can lead to hours of discomfort. You could be trapped in a seat that doesn't recline, has limited legroom due to an equipment box underneath, or is right next to a high-traffic, noisy, and often smelly lavatory. A bad seat on a long-haul flight can genuinely impact the start of your vacation, leaving you feeling cramped, tired, and irritable. The solution? Before you ever finalize a seat selection, use a website like SeatGuru. Simply enter your airline and flight number, and it will show you a detailed, color-coded map of your exact aircraft. It flags the best seats in green and the worst ones in red, with detailed comments from fellow travelers. A few minutes of research can vastly improve your in-flight comfort. Number 10. Relying solely on airport Wi-Fi. Most airports offer free Wi-Fi, and it's tempting to rely on it for everything. We assume we can download our boarding pass, check for gate changes, or book a car service upon landing. However, airport Wi-Fi can be notoriously unreliable, slow, or require a complicated sign-up process. Worse, public Wi-Fi networks are often not secure, making you vulnerable to data theft. Relying on it for a critical task like accessing your ticket is a mistake that can lead to panic if the connection fails at a crucial moment. The solution? Be self-sufficient. Before you leave for the airport, download your boarding pass directly to your phone's wallet. Download any maps or confirmations you might need for offline access. And for connectivity abroad, consider purchasing an international data plan or an eSIM to ensure you have secure internet access the moment you land. Number 9. Choosing the first security line you see. It's a fascinating piece of human psychology. When faced with the daunting security checkpoint, most travelers gravitate toward the very first line they see, which quickly becomes the longest and most crowded. We often assume it's the only one open, or we're simply too tired to look further. But airport designers know this, and often, the security lanes at the far end of the hall are significantly shorter and quieter. The solution? Before you commit to a long queue, always pause for a moment and scan the entire security area. Take a 30-second walk to the far end. It's not uncommon to find a nearly empty lane, saving you 20 minutes or more of waiting time. Number 8. Eating adventurous food before flying. It's one of the great joys of travel, trying new and exciting foods. But indulging in a very spicy, rich, or exotic local dish in the few hours before a long flight is a gamble you don't want to lose. Our digestive system is already under stress when we fly due to changes in cabin pressure, which can cause gas in our stomach to expand. Combining that with unfamiliar ingredients is a recipe for discomfort. A cramped airplane seat is the absolute worst place to deal with indigestion, bloating, or an upset stomach. The solution: in the hours before your flight, be kind to your body. Stick to simple, familiar, and easily digestible foods. Save your culinary adventures for when you've landed and settled in. Your body will thank you for it at 35,000 feet. Number 7. Forgetting the container size rule for liquids. By now, most of us are very familiar with the 100 milliliters or 3.4 ounce rule for liquids in our carry-on. We dutifully buy our travel-size toiletries. But here's the specific detail that many people still forget, leading to their expensive products being confiscated. The rule applies to the size of the container, not the amount of liquid that's actually inside it. If you have a large, 200 milliliters bottle of face cream that's nearly empty, security will still confiscate it. They have no way to measure the contents, so they only judge by the size printed on the label. The solution: ensure all your liquids, gels, and creams are in travel-size containers that are physically 100 milliliters or less. There are no exceptions to this rule, so double-check your liquids bag before you leave. Number 6. Getting lost in the duty-free maze. You've made it through the stress of security, and you see the vast, glittering world of the duty-free shops. It's tempting to start browsing immediately, but be careful. These areas are intentionally designed like labyrinths to keep you shopping. It is remarkably easy to become so engrossed in browsing that you lose all track of time. Suddenly, you hear the dreaded final call for your flight and realize your gate is a 15-minute walk away at the opposite end of the terminal. The solution: the very first thing you should do after clearing security is to find your gate. Walk there. See it with your own eyes. Once you know exactly where it is and how long it takes to get there, you can then relax, backtrack, and shop with complete peace of mind, knowing you won't miss your flight. Number 5. The tiny bag trap. It can feel incredibly organized to keep your most important items, passport, phone, cash, boarding pass, in a separate, tiny pouch or wallet. It seems smart, but it can be a significant security risk. A small, unattached bag is incredibly easy to misplace during the hustle and bustle of the airport. You might leave it on a cafe table or in a security tray. It's also an easy target for thieves. Losing your main backpack is a problem. Losing the tiny pouch with your passport in it is a full-blown crisis that can end your trip. The solution: keep your most critical documents in a secure, zipped pocket on your person or within a dedicated compartment of your main carry-on bag. The fewer loose items you have to juggle, the fewer chances there are for something to go wrong. Number 4. Skipping antibacterial wipes. We often think of airplane tray tables as being dirty, but years of studies have confirmed that one of the most germ-laden surfaces in the entire airport is the humble plastic security tray. Hundreds of people a day put their shoes, dirty bags, belts, and phones in them. They are rarely, if ever, sanitized. You then place your clean laptop and jacket into that same tray, only to pick them up again on the other side. The solution: this is an easy fix. Pack a small tube of hand sanitizer or a packet of antibacterial wipes in an easily accessible pocket of your carry-on. After you collect all your belongings from the trays, take 10 seconds to sanitize your hands thoroughly. It's a simple step that can prevent you from getting sick on your trip. Number 3. The plastic wrap mistake. Wrapping your suitcase in layers and layers of plastic might seem like a good way to deter thieves and protect it from scuffs. However, it often creates more problems than it solves. If your bag is selected for a random manual inspection by security, they will not hesitate to cut all of that plastic wrap off, leaving your bag unprotected for the rest of its journey. Furthermore, if you accidentally pack something in your checked bag that you need at the counter, like a document or a sweater, you'll be forced to tear it all open yourself. The solution: for real security against theft, use a TSA-approved lock. And for protection against scuffs and scratches, a reusable fabric luggage cover is a much more practical, cost-effective, and environmentally friendly option. Number 2. Booking flights at peak turbulence times. If you're a nervous flyer or someone who is particularly sensitive to motion, this piece of advice can be a game changer. While turbulence is a normal part of flying and not dangerous, it can certainly be uncomfortable. Turbulence is often caused by rising pockets of warm air, a phenomenon that is much more common in the afternoon when the sun has been heating the ground for several hours. This is why afternoon flights, particularly over land or mountainous regions in the summer, can often be bumpier. The solution: for a statistically smoother ride, book flights that are very early in the morning or late at night. The air is typically cooler and more stable during these times. While turbulence can happen at any time, you can significantly reduce the chances of a bumpy ride by flying when the atmospheric conditions are in your favor. Number 1. Ignoring jet lag prevention. This is the final mistake, and it affects the first few days of your trip. The mistake is thinking that the fight against jet lag begins when you land. In reality, it starts the moment you step on the plane. Most travelers do nothing to prepare their bodies for the new time zone, and they pay the price with fatigue and disorientation. The key is to trick your body into adjusting early. The solution: as soon as you board the aircraft, set your watch and your phone to your destination's time. From that moment on, live in that time zone. If it's nighttime where you're going, try to sleep. If it's daytime, try to stay awake. Crucially, stay well hydrated by drinking plenty of water and avoiding excessive alcohol and caffeine. This simple mental and physical shift on the plane makes a world of difference when you arrive. A wonderful journey is a collection of smart choices, and as we've seen, many of those choices are made before we even lock our front door. By being mindful of these common mistakes, you're not just avoiding problems, you're actively setting the stage for a trip that is smooth, secure, and truly enjoyable from start to finish. What's one travel mistake you've made that you'll never make again? Or what is your number 1 pre-flight ritual? Please share your wisdom in the comments below. For more travel tips that help you explore the world with ease, subscribe to the Golden Jet Setter. Safe travels!